Virtual Assistants community, and I am your host, Dolores Florentino, the professional virtual assistant. So I'm a virtual assistant myself, and I welcome you all to our channel. It's a fresh new channel of our community, and thank you for watching the first video that I have created. And as promised, I will be creating videos every week to be uploaded in our channel. And today we're going to discuss something that I have recently posted on our Facebook community, and I would like to address that and give a feedback based on the answers that most of the members of our Facebook community answered with regards to the question I have posted. So before I proceed with the answers or reading the answers or the comments from that particular question, please subscribe to our channel so you can receive all of the new videos that we're coming up or uploading in our YouTube channel. So just click the subscribe button so you get a notification. So anyways, it's a rainy day right now. I don't know if it's raining from your place. Well, the time that I'm doing this video, it's kind of raining, and it's one of the highlights of the season of December, which is, I believe, the Christmas season. So I hope everybody's doing fine. Although the weather is really not it's not what do you call this? It's not really cooperating. That's the right word to say. It's not really cooperating for the merrymaking of a lot of people in this season. I hope everybody's doing fine and just enjoy the day with love and peace and harmony with amongst each other. So anyways, I would like to answer or to read the feedback or the comments that I have recently asked from our Facebook community, which is, I think, very relevant for a lot of people who are trying to figure out how to become a virtual assistant. So the post that I have recently posted in our community is that if you want to work from home, what is the one thing you want to know and why? And there are some of those who commented, and I would like to give a time right now to respond to it or to give a feedback and say my comments from their comments as well. So just kindly hold on, and I'm just popping out those comments as we go along. I hope everything works from my end. I think the internet is kind of having an issue because of the weather. And okay, let's start with the first one. Her name is Gia De Vera. Her answer to that question is, how will I use my skills in face? Not answer. I'm sorry. Her question, because my question is, if you have one thing that you want to know and why, if you're working from home, this is her question. From Gia De Vera, how will I use my skills in face-to-face training intro or face-to-face training into virtual scenario? Why? Because I am used to working physically with people and would want to know how it would work in a virtual setup, ensuring that I apply my expertise. And thank you. Okay, the question is really nice. I think a lot of people has a lot of skeptic or very skeptical rather to apply their knowledge from their years of experience on becoming a virtual assistant. I think it's because of the fact that they're kind of confused. What is a virtual assistant? What do we do as a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is someone from the word itself assists a particular client. So in order for you to be able to assist a client, you have to use the expertise or your experience of whatever work you were doing before you became or become a virtual assistant. In my case, I used to do events management, or that's the core of my experience, I would say. And when I started the virtual assistant career, I chose a client that I can work with that I am very much familiar with events. So it means to say that when you want to become a virtual assistant, you have to look into your skills, which I think I have mentioned from my first video. Look at what the skill sets you have and what expertise you have already done 10, 15 years or so, and apply that to become a virtual assistant. So you're using your knowledge, you're using your skills, you're using your expertise in order for you to assist a client. So in her case, if she's familiar or if she's very comfortable doing or working with people from the face-to-face perspective, it's the same thing like what I did when I was working in the corporate setup. So in essence, when you're working with the client, it may not be a virtual thing, or it may not be a face-to-face thing, but you're doing things virtually, but still you're doing the things that you have been doing years from your work experience. Let's say I have been managing events, so I only manage event virtually, but everything like the logistics, like making sure that the event is properly booked, that the event is has been already contracted, the meals are properly ordered, the system, audio system, whatever it is that requires for the event to really run, I handle everything from the back end, and that's the part of the logistic, which is I handle it virtually. So meaning to say, I deal with the vendors. So I also do that via email or via Skype if need be, for me to contact them, for me to explain what I need. Well, in essence, everything is being done through an email. So making sure that the thread is being followed and all emails are being read. But if there's a need for you to really call them and make sure that everything is in the proper place, that everything is prepared for you as agreed upon, then you really have to contact them. So it's actually doing the same thing that you are doing. It's just that you don't do the leg work. All you really do is doing the back end, making sure that everything that you have worked with or discussed with your vendors will be followed through according to what you have agreed upon. So basically, it's the same thing that when you're working in a company, you have to call your suppliers, you have to contact them, you have to deal with them, you have to make sure that everything that you have approved will be followed consistently. So it's the same thing. The only thing that differs here is that you don't do the legwork itself. You don't go to the venue per se, but you see the venue through the pictures. You don't go to the venue for an ocular inspection, but you do it probably through a video. So things are really discussed and being done virtually. So it's really important you know how to use email properly, and you know how to use a communication tool properly, such as Skype, Zoom, or whatever it is that you or your client is more familiar in using. So you have to learn to use those kind of tools and familiarize yourself with that, because it will really help you complete your tasks and make sure that you have done everything that is according as expected of you. All right. So again, let's just go back. I am having a hard time reading some of the comments. I'm not sure why, but maybe let's give it a try again. I have a lot of comments here. There are about 11, and I really want to tackle this because of the fact that it's important for me that you understand exactly what you're going to do when you want to become a virtual assistant. Again, the post that I have recently posted is, or the question that I've really recently posted, if you want to work from home, what is the one thing you want to know and why? So I hope I have answered that question for Gia. Let's just look for the others. My Facebook is not really uploading properly. So for the rest of those, there's one question there is asking, um, what particular time. Then for me, the answer to that question is, if you are working for an Australian client, then you have to adjust based on their time zone. So you have to make a clarity with your client. For example, they work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you have to adjust your time through their time zone. So if you're working with a client from Australia, you have to make sure if it is Sydney or Melbourne, they're 3 hours ahead of us. Now, if it is, there's one place that we're just the same. I think it's Perth. So if it is 3 p.m. here, it's also 3 p.m. in their time zone. So you just have to check your time zone. You just have to make sure that you have adjusted accordingly based on your client's request and working hours. You follow their working hours and not yours. Okay. So now if you're working, let's say you're not really time bound, so you're on a flexi time schedule, then that's fine. You can work at any time that you wish to work because you're on the flexi hours. But mostly for us, in our case, when we are working with an outsourcing agency or a staffing agency, we are given a specific time so that we can work with the client. Okay, so I hope I also answered that question. There's one question here that really is different from the rest. His or her question was, what is the purpose of life? That's a very deep question. Now, if you don't know that answer to that particular question, it's really hard to define what VA is all about. So I would like to answer that in the way that I can, because of the fact that if you are in the process of trying to figure out what's your purpose in life, then I really want to focus on answering that, and maybe this is the last one that I would want to touch base. Your purpose in life really defines in the Bible as we we do as what God wants us to do. Okay, because in Ecclesiastes it says, um, we have to follow and obey God, and that's the real purpose of our life. So, if you do not know what your purpose, I think you have to really assess yourself and try to figure out what's the importance of your life. Are you even listening to what God wants you to do? Are you even obeying His commandments? It's not just the Ten Commandments, our purpose in life is to really obey His commandments, His words. So if you do not know that, maybe you need someone to really guide you spiritually. You can listen to, like Brother Eli Soriano. He can really guide you through that and give you the real meaning of having a purpose in life. Okay, I'm not saying that you convert immediately, but that's a very nice question that I think I would want you to really discover what your purpose is first, rather than jumping into answering the question of why you want to become a VA. Once you have gathered, or once you have found out the answer to that question of what's your purpose in life, then I believe everything will just follow through. Okay, everything that you would want to do has a purpose now, has a reason. So I want you to know your purpose in life, so that based on the Bible, it's really telling us that we have to obey God's commandments in order, because that's the whole responsibility of a man, of someone that He created. So that's one thing that I want to share with you. It may be too spiritual, but that's your question. I just want to answer it. Okay, so let's look for the others. I hope it can pop out now. It's not continuing. Anyways, so I think those are the highlights of the questions that I have read so far. If I missed something, okay, maybe there's one that I recalled, asking for how to become a VA. Becoming a VA is something that you need to learn. I know you have the skills, I know that you have the capacity, I know that you have the work experience, but then again, it's really best that someone will guide you on how to begin with this career and how to probably prosper from this career. For me, working as a virtual assistant really provided me the work life balance, especially now that I'm trying to teach new aspiring VAs. It gives me the liberty to really enjoy my work life balance and sharing the experience I've had from 2014 when I started this career as a virtual assistant. I'm happy to share this because of the fact that I know 3, 5 years from now, this career would really blossom, would really boom. So, preparing people, potential and qualified VAs, preparing you to become a VA, will provide you the essential knowledge that you would need to equip yourself. And so, having said that, you can really aspire to become a VA and work with confidence. And learning the right way is very important, so that you will avoid getting scammed, like I always say, because there are a lot of people there around there who are trying to lure people into earning this much and this much as a home-based professional, or as a work from home professional, or as virtual assistant. If you are guided properly, you would think and you would find out that, oh, okay, this advertisement is something that is very questionable. But if you do not know anything, you would really bite the hook and say, okay, this is what I want to do because I want to earn more. Yes, you would earn here, but there's no promises that you can reach the six figures immediately. It really depends on what skill sets you really have. Those people who earn that much, these are the people who are in technical side, like website developers, people who are really creating things from scratch. So these are probably the SEO people as well. They also earn that much. But for people like us, general virtual assistants, we earn appropriately because based on what we know and based on the agreed rate from your client and you, or the staffing outsourcing agency and you. So the only thing that would really set us apart here is that if you're working with a staffing or outsourcing agency, it will guarantee you a stable and long-term work or longevity of having a client as long as you want, or as long as you really want to stay with your client. And if you help your client thrive with their business or succeed with their business, for sure you will be part of their business. But it really depends. If you want more clients, then it's something that you have to evaluate. Can you really handle more clients? But if you're working full time already with one client, I would suggest and highly recommend stick with that client and help them grow your business. Don't look for too much. For example, you're working for part time. Just take another part-time schedule so that if you're going to compute it, you actually have a full-time work already. So two part-times is equivalent to one full-time schedule. Okay, so don't be too greedy. Everything that we can earn from here, you can earn the right way. You can earn a lot if you would just be honest with what you will be doing. You can earn a lot. It depends really on what skill sets you have. So it's something that you also accept. It's something that you also agree when you receive the type of a client that you're going to work with. So if they're offering you $4 per hour, then you have to make sure that you're happy with that and that's what you really want to do, and you're not just after the earnings. Make sure that the value that you're doing is something that you're happy, you like the work, you love the work rather, and you feel like it's something that you look forward to. Don't put the money as your motivator, because it will really derail you. It will defocus you. It's something that I'm not sure if it is the right thing for everybody to do. If the money comes first, then you're always looking for more, more, more. Make sure that you love what you do, you're passionate about what you're doing, and then money will come next. You will earn properly, you will enjoy it. Make sure that you're enjoying it. Make sure that you have the time for yourself, for your family, because that's the main reason exactly why you're doing the virtual assistant career, why you switched to become a virtual assistant and to become a home-based professional. So let's remove being greedy. That's something that we don't want to uh, promote here. It's not something that we encourage for virtual assistants to do. Let's just be honest with what you feel. Enjoy it, and make sure that your clients are also happy with the results of what you offer them. Okay. Now I have my Facebook here. Yes. So there's a question here from Arkham Almeida Rivera. What's the computer specs for newbies? If you are a newbie, make sure that you're using at least Core i5. And because the reason for that, some of the business tools that clients are using requires at least a higher specs so that you can access it. If you're using a lower specs of computer, you may not be able to access some of the tools that they are using or software that they're using. So at least Core i5, Windows 10, of course, that's something that you have to make sure. Windows 10. If you're a Mac user, at least the latest Mac version. Okay. So for Misty, she wants to learn e-commerce. We have that in our training program. You can attend the training program, which will start on the first Friday of February, and then all Fridays of the month. Then, okay, 8 p.m., 8 to 10 p.m. every Fridays. You can look for the registration form. You can go to our website www.philippinehome-based-virtual-assistant.com. Okay. Joy the Belmonte Virtual Assistant course and how to attract more clients as VA. Join us on Feb 29th, 2020, Joy Belmonte, because we have invited some of the top outsourcing staff or outsourcing staffing agencies to become the speakers on the day, so you can hear them, listen to them, and know what specifically um, types of VA are they looking for. So we're actually bridging the gap here. We're providing the platform for those who will also attend the training, that they can have the opportunity to be endorsed to outsourcing or staffing agencies. There's no guarantee. I don't want to say that this is a guaranteed one, but at least once you have completed our training courses, then you have the ability or opportunity to be endorsed to them. Especially the six agencies that we have, they have specific types of qualified VAs that they're looking for. So there's one e-commerce, there's one GVA, there's one for SEO or something like that. There's one specifically for calls. There's one specifically for, I think most of them are GVA. And you can choose either working for an Australian client or a US client. So join us on Feb 29th, 2020. We still have the promo right now, which is 50% until December 31. Come January 1, it will be a full rate already, with which is you have to pay 750 to attend the expo on Feb 29th, 2020. Okay, hope I have answered that question, Joy. But if not, you can go to our website www.philippinehome-based-virtual-assistant.com and go to our training programs and look into that, so you can have an idea of what type of programs, training programs we offer. Okay, as well as with ASICS EM. Okay, so those are the ones that, is this all? Wait a minute. There's one here. Let me just check if I've already answered all of these inquiries or questions. Oh, I think I have answered it already. And again, we would like to invite everybody to come join us on Feb 29th, 2020 for the first VA Ready Expo, which will be happening at the AXA Life building in Makati, Senator Hill Puyat, Makati City. So that will be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have invited six staffing outsourcing agencies who hire qualified VAs to become their VAs and being endorsed to clients. So what's the beauty of becoming a part of a staffing or outsourcing agencies? Once you are part of them, once you are hired by a staffing or outsourcing agency, you will be you will get the feeling of, you're being taken care of. They will be the one to not to assign, to endorse you to a possible client that will match their requirements versus your skills. So when you're working with the staffing or outsourcing agencies, they will be the one to look for a client for you. And it is going to be a mat it's going to it's going to be a matching thing, or matching skills versus from the client's requirements and your present skills already. So now, if you're upgrading your skills, trying to get yourself certified, like for example, if you're in accounting, get a certification as a first zero, whatever it is that you want to upscale, that's very good because you are getting more marketable. Okay, so that's a very nice way to do it. And if you're working with a staffing or outsourcing agencies, you are already in good hands. That's one thing. You don't need to look for clients, because if they feel like you are really a potential and you have the qualities of a VA, then they can really endorse you, right? So that's the beauty of being a part of a staffing or outsourcing agency. So we have invited six different outsourcing agencies. We have Go to PH, we have Virtual Coworker, we have virtual elves outsourcing solutions, we have scale experts, we have 24/7 VA, and we have 24/7 global support. So all of these agencies will be there. They will be able to introduce their staffing agencies with you. You can ask questions, basically, what kind of qualifications are they looking for? How can you be a qualified VA so you can work with them and be a part of their business and be endorsed to clients? So that's a question by one of the persons, or who members rather, who asked that question: how to acquire more clients. So that's one way. We are promoting here being part of a staffing or outsourcing agencies. I'm not saying that if you go to platforms such as onlinejobs.ph or Upwork, it's not a good thing. I'm not saying that. It's your choice, it's your option. No? But for us, for me, based on my experience, I really am pushing and promoting being a part of a staffing and outsourcing agency. But if you prefer to do and look for your own clients, then you can go to these platforms: onlinejobs.ph and Upwork. So it's really up to you. Okay, so I'm just giving you options that you can choose from. Okay, so I hope you can join us on Feb 29th, 2020. And that's a very wonderful event for everybody who's aspiring to become a virtual assistant. Okay, and also please visit our website, www.philippinehome-based-virtual-assistant.com. And if you are not a member of our FB community, please join our FB community. Just search us as a community group, or you can search Philippine Home-based Virtual Assistants.com. ASSISTANTS, not .com, sorry. Philippine Home-based Virtual Assistants. That's our FB community. Okay, so sorry for the confusion about .com. .com is the website. All right, so thank you so much, guys. I really do hope you have a great feedback from me regarding the question I have posted in our community. And I really hope that you can share this video, our videos from this channel, from our YouTube channel, so those who are trying to figure out how to start their career, especially now 2020, if this is something that you want to do, become VA ready, learn and earn the right way. That's what we promote here. And my personal motto is every Filipino deserves a better life. So if you want to have the real work-life balance, then becoming a virtual assistant is one way to really enjoy that perks of, working. You have your own work-life balance. All right, thank you so much, and I will look forward to you speaking to you again on our next video. So that will be next week. So for this week, this is the video that we're uploading. Thank you so much for your time, and please share our videos. Please join our community if you haven't been a member yet. And thank you so much, and we look forward. If you have any comments, please comment down below, and I will try my very best to answer those questions or comments. And thank you so much for your wonderful time watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.